Lyman Hall has bounced back from a disappointing non-league opening game loss to Stratford High School. The Trojans handled Brantford easily 34-0. Then last week needed the Kansas tiebreaker to edge out the Cheshire Rams 21-14. Coach Filatoshin's team is led by veteran quarterback Larry Barnes and running backs Ron Higgins and Dan McCullough. The Seymour Wildcats have moved the ball consistently on offense this season, stumbling only in their opening game loss to Cheshire. Coach Paul Sponheimer's team features a veteran and mobile offensive line to go with the running ability of quarterback Justin Tanner and running backs Joel Mastro and Dave Casiello. From the Barber Field in Seymour, it's Lyman Hall of Wallingford against Seymour in a Housatonic League showdown on Valley Cablevision's High School Football Game of the Week. Hello again, everyone. Ed Clements along with Buddy Chernovitz from the Barber Field in Seymour. Buddy, Paul Sponheimer told me during the week that this game against Lyman Hall and next week against Shelton, that's going to tell the tale about Seymour Wildcat football in 1988.
Seymour comes into this football game with one loss already in the league. They lost to Cheshire in the opening game. This is definitely a key game for them, not only in the Housatonic League, but if they're looking for after-season, postseason play.
Let's talk about a fear that Coach Paul Sponheimer has about the Lyman Hall Trojans. He fears their speed. Lyman Hall, the preseason favorite. A lot of coaches think that. They're undefeated, as we mentioned, in league play, 2-0. Let's talk about that speed. They have a veteran quarterback, Larry Barnes. They have an excellent tailback in Dan McCullough. They also have a backup tailback that I think we're going to see an awful lot of today, and that is Ed Nylander.
Barnes is an outstanding football player. He's a quick little quarterback. He runs the option extremely well, can throw off the option, and he puts a lot of pressure on the perimeter. And I know Coach Sponheimer's got a lot of fear, and it's a strong fear that may be tested today because of that outstanding speed that Lyman Hall does enjoy. And it's going to be interesting to watch how Seymour can try and take care of the perimeter and prevent him from getting to the outside.
Let's not also forget about Lyman Hall that they have a fine inside runner, their fullback, Ron Higgins. He's an all Housatonic linebacker from last year. All right, on the other side of the coin, Coach Filatoshin. When I talked to Coach Filatoshin during the week, he feared the fact that Seymour has moved the ball consistently this football season. Seymour actually stopped themselves in the first game against Cheshire. He feels his Trojans have to hold on to the football to prevent Seymour from getting the ball.
Yeah, you're right, Eddie. It's very easy to play good defense when you're holding on to the football on offense. And a good defense really sometimes is predicated on your abilities on offense to hold the football. I know Coach Filatoshin would like to hold on to the ball as much as possible, and that is going to be a key for him in his offense.
We'll be back with the opening kickoff between Seymour and Lyman Hall right after these messages. Welcome back, everyone, and it is week number 4 for Cable 10 Sports Valley High School Football Game of the Week. And in week number 4, we have Buddy Chernovitz, a truly key Housatonic League matchup.
I think these are two of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league. Lyman Hall picked to be one of the either first or second in the league along with Seymour. This game is going to go a long way to determine the future and postseason aspirations and league title aspirations of these 2 football teams. So it's key. Seymour enjoys 1 loss already in the league. Lyman Hall's loss came outside of the league, so it certainly is going to, at the end of this day, prove an awful lot as to who might be number 1 in the Housatonic League.
Freshman Kip Anderson will be kicking off for Seymour as we get things underway in this Housatonic League matchup at the Barber Field in Seymour. Coming up to one of the short men for Lyman Hall, Farkash with the football, 20, and he is taken down at the 23-yard line by Dave Casiello. Lyman Hall won that opening coin toss, and they have elected to receive. So we're underway here at the Barber Field, our first visit of the 1988 high school football season to the Barber. Let's take a look at that Lyman Hall Trojan offensive unit.
2 key players, Ron Higgins and Larry Barnes, to look for today.
Let's not forget also in that backfield, 5'11", 160-pound junior tailback. And the Lyman Hall Trojans come out wishbone. Ron Higgins takes it for a little yardage. Joel Mastro from his linebacker spot along with tri-captain Scott Elliott on the tackle. Both tri-captains for Seymour. Pickup of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8. And after this play from scrimmage, we'll take a look at the Seymour defense. In motion, that is Farkash to give inside, stacked up in the middle.
McCullough, the ball carrier.
McCullough, the ball carrier, Mastro along with Paul Connick on the tackle for Seymour. Let's get a look at that Seymour defense. First series of the football game, Lyman Hall receiving the opening kickoff from Seymour. The line of scrimmage is the 27-yard line. And the Trojans switch into the I formation. Cipriani is the tight end, and the give is to the big, burly fullback Higgins. He's going to be shy of that first down by some yards. Mastro along with Scott Elliott on the tackle for Seymour. Fourth down in a kicking situation for Lyman Hall. Their punter is Frank Jeremiah Jr. Lyman Hall puts points on the board. You'll see Jeremiah kicking the extra point. Jeremiah, the All-Housatonic League place kicker for Lyman Hall last year. Only a junior has been kicking since his freshman year. End-over-end punt. And allowing it to roll free and dead inside the 30 is Glenn Fritz from Seymour. And the Wildcats will put the ball in play. Their offensive series of the football game. Let's get a look now at that Seymour Wildcat offensive unit. Line of scrimmage is the 27-yard line. Wildcats' first crack with the football. They contained Lyman Hall well in that first series. Tanner is the quarterback. Casiello hit at the line of scrimmage, moved back a yard. Padilla on the tackle for Lyman Hall. And let's get a look now at that Trojan defense.
No gain, 2nd and 10.
Casiello managed to get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10, the line of scrimmage to 27, just underway from here at the Barber Field. Perfect day for high school football. Mixture of sun and clouds. Rather cool, but that's the way we want it for fall in high school football. Slanted pass, that's complete to number 36. That's Mark Casiello for the Seymour first down. Jeff Farkash on the coverage for Lyman Hall.
Quick slant pass. Tanner just up. He steps back. Casiello slanting across. Excellent throw and catch for a big first down, the initial first down of this football game. Seymour throwing the football very well.
Coach Paul Sponheimer told me during the week, Ed, he said, we want our quarterback to throw when we want him to throw the football. We want to dictate when he's going to throw. Seymour thus far has been mostly a ground-oriented football team. They have done the job all year long on offense, and that is Casiello taking it straight ahead for some good yardage across his own 45-yard line. D'Estasio on the tackle for Lyman Hall.
Seymour does a good job with formations, then comes back in motion and lead block right at the hole by number 87 for Seymour, Mike Gray, allowing the back to get inside for big first down yardage.
2nd and short for the Wildcats. 2nd and 3, the ball at their 47. The I formation for the Wildcats. The quarterback is the senior Justin Tanner. Moved over from flanker where he played last year. Now he motions for Mastro to split out to the left side. And that's going to go obviously against the Wildcats. A little bit of mix-up offensively.
You'll see Mastro comes and sets here, and then he's going to take off before the ball is snapped. No question about the encroachment. Little mix-up there. Mastro had to be told by Tanner to come to the line of scrimmage, and then the mix-up on the snap count. Seymour back to a 2nd and 9. It negates the excellent run by Mastro on first down.
And the line of scrimmage is the Seymour 42-yard line. I formation for the Cats. Give inside, that's Mastro into Lyman Hall territory for the first down. Joel Mastro upended by Cipriani in the secondary.
Watch now as Mastro just breaks inside. Excellent job by the offensive line just getting into people. No real trap blocks, and he's into the secondary for a big first down gain. Joel Mastro, a senior 5'6", 173-pounder. Excellent, excellent football player.
First down for the Cats. They've moved it well thus far in the football game. All year long they've moved the football. A lot of turnovers against Cheshire. That cost them in that football game. A little bit of misdirection. That is Michael Gray with the football down to the 40-yard line. Goes Gray before he's stopped by Farkash.
Came back with the scissors that time to Gray. Gray does a great job. You watch right here, number 68 is standing here. He's got a shot at the tackle, and then Gray just steps outside of him, back across to the 41-yard line as he's dragged down there for a big first down gain for the Wildcat offense.
And at 68 is Brandon Wren, and he has been replaced in the Lyman Hall defense by DeStasio, number 25, rather 65. Pitch out. Near side of the field and slipping, Dave Casiello.
Tripped up by Farkash.
Stopped there by Jeff Farkash, 5'8", 160-pound senior for Lyman Hall.
3rd down and 2.
Came out with the veer option or read option that time. Tanner pitching the ball back. Casiello slipped down. As we see, 6 minutes and 9 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. Casiello fell down, bringing up a 3rd and very short for the Wildcats.
Split backs for the Cats, 2 wide receivers, Mark Casiello and Fritz to the other side of the field. Tanner straight ahead, will not pick up the first down. The middle of that Lyman Hall defense stops Tanner.
Tanner with the quarterback sneak here, comes up and watch as he drives forward. Lyman Hall right here with excellent surge off that defensive line will hold him short of that first down marker. 30 Nylander with a hold on him, pulling him back, bringing up a very short 4th down in less than 1.
And the Cats are going for it inside the Lyman Hall 40-yard line I formation. Tanner straight ahead, and he has picked up the first down. Justin Tanner. The Cats have a tremendous amount of confidence in that offensive line behind the blocks of Todd and Scott Elliott and Jason Chapman.
Center got off very well along with the 2 guards. Tanner just followed his center right up the middle. Todd Elliott, a 4-year starter, along with his brother, 2 excellent football players, the Elliott twins, and the first down on the second quarterback sneak as for Lyman Hall. Victor Priest, number 63, is walking off the field. A very strong inside player for them, and his presence will be missed.
We're scoreless here in the first quarter. Let's take this timeout. Welcome back, everyone. The Cats with a first down at the 36-yard line of Lyman Hall. Justin Tanner directing that Seymour offense. Mastro to a wing to the left side. Casiello, the lone setback, gets the call and rambles to the 30-yard line.
They're doing a great job bringing Mike Gray, number 87, back in motion and then blocking right at the line of scrimmage. Watch 87 come here, and then he crips somebody right at the line, allowing Casiello to get in behind him for another 5-yard gain. But that is a big, big play, and that is like having a pulling guard bringing that slot man back in motion.
Finally dragged down there by Dave DeStasio, 5'11", 230-pound defensive tackle, senior defensive tackle for Lyman Hall. That's the give to Mastro, and Mastro gets about 3 on the play inside the 30-yard line before he's stopped by Ron Higgins, all Housatonic League linebacker.
Lyman Hall came with a blitz that time, and Seymour read it very well. They just get outside of the inside rush, bringing up another 3rd and short, but a great job so far by Bobby Kello and the offensive group in play calling as their 3rd and short.
3rd and short. Let's see if Tanner just takes it straight ahead. Gives it to Mastro, and Mastro picks up the first down inside the 25 off the right side. Victor Priest, along with DeStasio, on the stop for Lyman Hall.
Again, just off tackle here to the fullback, a little bit of a belly or a real dive out in there, and Mastro for the first down yardage. The offensive line across the front, Gross, Chapman, Elliott, Lopresti are certainly doing a great job getting off the football and into that Lyman Hall defense.
And don't forget number 87, lined up as the tight end to the right side on this first down play inside the 25-yard line. Mastro to the slot to the left side, 2 wide receivers, single setback is Casiello. Tanner, delayed quarterback draw inside the 15-yard line. Stopped there by Barnes and Cipriani. Barnes now in on defense for Lyman Hall.
If this is a play call, it's a great call. If it's an adjustment, it's a great adjustment, but a great quarterback draw Up the middle, Justin Tanner, about 9 yards. Again, another big first down play for that Seymour offense.
Buddy, this is as pretty a drive as you want to see.
Started on their own 27-yard line.
Any level.
Moving the football.
Any level of play. Mastro, 5, touchdown Seymour. Joel Mastro from the 14-yard line.
Joel Mastro, a 14-yard run inside, off tackle, broke the line of scrimmage, went untouched. Watch here to the left side, guard pulls, 67, Chapman gives him a hole inside, and he is through and untouched into the end zone. Seymour draws first blood here, 2:52 to go in this first quarter.
A great opening series drive for the Seymour Wildcats. Buddy mentioned from their 27, methodically they took it down the field. One pass play and the excellent play calling of Justin Tanner. Fred Galarraga's kick is wide and short of the mark to the right side. And so the Wildcats have a 6-0 lead with under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. Buddy caught up to Coach Phil Latoshin before the start of the football game, and he asked the veteran Lyman Hall coach where the basic strength of his offense was.
Well, it's a combination of things. Number one, Barnes has started for 3 years, so is Higgins, who's our fullback, and of course we have probably the fastest kid in the Hoosier playing tailback. And his backup is the second fastest kid in the Hoosier. So with that and a strong offensive line, we feel like we're an option team, and that's what we're here to do.
Welcome back, everyone. And let's go to that touchdown. Seymour's touchdown in the end of their opening series drive.
Double down with Chapman kicking out again. Joel Mastro into the secondary, untouched 14 yards, a 73-yard drive. One pass in that drive, a 14-yard throw early in the drive. The rest of it, the running of Mastro and Casiello. Tanner on a quarterback draw. Excellent, excellent opening drive for Seymour in their first possession here of the first quarter.
Freshman kicking off 6'1", 205 pounds. Freshman Kip Anderson set to kick off for Seymour. 2:52 remaining here in the first quarter of play. End over end coming in the direction of Farkash and Jeremiah for Lyman Hall. Flags are dropped on the play, and while we sort this out on the field, Buddy had a chance to catch up with Seymour coach, head coach Paul Sponheimer, and he asked the coach what the Seymour Wildcats have done before this football game to counteract Lyman Hall's speed. Welcome back, everyone. The indication from the officials on the field, an encroachment penalty coming up against Seymour, which means that the Wildcats will have to do it again, this time kicking off from their 35-yard line. Back deep, you see Jeff Farkash in your picture, one of the 3 deep employed by Lyman Hall, back at their 20-yard line now. And, Buddy, we didn't see it thus far in the football game as we get a look at the fans here at the Barber Field, but the Lyman Hall has an explosive offense, and they have that great speed to the perimeter. Farkash knocked down as he gets across his 35-yard line. Dave Casiello for the Cats on the tackle. And a flag is dropped on the play as we get a look at the Seymour cheerleaders on the near side of the field. And let's await this call. That's going to come against Lyman Hall.
Referee today's game, Steve Naracci, as you see Steve in the picture, is going against Lyman Hall. It's going to be a big one. They're going to check off 15 yards. It's going to be a personal foul against the Lyman Hall Trojans, and it'll start them back on their own 20-yard line.
So the Trojans, instead of at the 35-yard line, back at their 20.
After the fact, so it's going to bring up a 1st and 25, which is even more crucial as they open up 1st and 25 in their second possession.
Well, to the near side of the field, out of your picture, 2 wide receivers, and they give it to the tailback. That's McCullough with the football. As he gets close to the 25-yard line, as Buddy has mentioned, Lyman Hall had a first before that play, a 1st and 25 with the 15-yard penalty assessment. So the Lyman Hall Trojans, with time running down here in the first quarter, down 6-0, have had a costly penalty against them on the ensuing kickoff. And now the line of scrimmage is their 24. Split backs, and now they go with one setback in a wide formation. Larry Barnes, three-year starter at quarterback for Coach Filatoshin's team. And another flag is dropped.
Lyman Hall is in the process of self-destructing as they're going to be offsides here. Bring them back to a 2nd and 25 again. They are not in sync yet. Their football team in their second possession, 2 very costly penalties. They're down inside the 19-yard line, and they have not been able to get that offense untracked. Difficult when you're down 6 points to start running that base offense, especially with the option, the possibility of putting the ball on the ground.
Single setback for Lyman Hall. McCullough out of your picture, flanked out. Barnes wants to throw. He throws it in the direction of McCullough. McCullough fields it at the 30 and pays the price. He's whacked there by Glenn Fritz in the secondary.
Tackle made by Fritz.
Turnout pattern. Fritz gave him a lot of room, but he has a lot of room to give. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 15, so he gave him the room. It was a 10-yard turnout. Fritz was right there. Nice throw that time by Barnes. Brings up a 3rd and 15 for the Lyman Hall Trojans.
So Lyman Hall has moved the football, but as Buddy mentioned, 3rd and 15, a rather tough task against a great defense like Seymour. McCullough flanked out to the near side. Barnes wants to throw. Rolling, throwing, and over the head of his intended receiver, Cipriani, close to midfield. Triple coverage by the Wildcats, and a 4th and kicking situation coming up. Mike Gray in the middle of things for Seymour.
Barnes has a lot of time here. Seymour only rushing 4. The end's job to contain. You'll see him. Barnes, end comes inside, and Barnes steps around him and tries to hit his receiver downfield. Watch Tanner right in the middle of it, 87. There he is as he came from behind. Ball was overthrown. Brings up a 4th down for Lyman Hall, and they are going to be forced to take a timeout. They do not have enough men on the field. Again, self-destructing early here in this first period of football.
We want to remind our viewers, too, that at the conclusion of this football game, we'll be making the presentation of the Fitzpatrick's Player of the Game. As you get a look at the scoreboard clock here at the Barber Field, and behind the Seymour sidelines, the Seymour Wildcat players. Seymour Wildcats came out like gangbusters here. They know what is in front of them. The Wildcats lost their opening game to Cheshire, then 2 successive league wins, impressively over North Haven, also impressively over East Haven in an away game, and now here against what many coaches considered the preseason favorite in the Housatonic League. Jeremiah will be punting the football away. Coach Paul Sponheimer in his shorts, walking off the field. Frank Jeremiah, the punter, back deep for Seymour. Fritz. Along with Tanner. That is Fritz with the football, and before he gets a head of steam, he is stopped there. A loose ball in the play, but Seymour has covered the football.
Great job on coverage that time by the Lyman Hall. He caught the ball about the 39 and was tackled right at the 40. You see right here, he gets the ball right about 38, 39, and it is hemmed in very well. Number 7 for Lyman Hall. Crispani did a good job being there. The ball pops loose. Seymour able to cover it, and their second possession now as we are nearing an end to this first period. Excellent ball control for Seymour in this period.
And that is what Coach Filatoshin coming in feared most. The fact that Seymour would move that football, and if they don't make mistakes, they're one tough football team. Legs are dropped down to play before the first down play.
The refereeing crew today is made up of referee, you see Steve Narachi, the field judge is Tim Teneri, the umpire Tommy DiMartino, and the linesman Bob McHenry. Seymour that time moving after that offensive lineman got to his set, picking up that arm and bringing about that penalty, 5 yards, 1st and 15, 18 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
Larry Barnes has checked into that defensive secondary in place of Frank Jeremiah. First down and 1st and 15 for the Cats at their 35-yard line. Tanner rolling, wants to throw the football under some pressure, completes it to the 45 and out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Mike Gray.
Watch the far guy come down. He's going to come inside on a little bootleg, split receiver on the backside, and an excellent throw by quarterback Justin Tanner right there, and a great catch for a 12-yard gain, bringing up a 2nd and short, and it negates that early penalty. As you see Coach Paul Sponheimer there talking with David Casiello on the sidelines. This football team at Seymour has certainly come to play, as the first quarter is going to end with them ahead 6-0.
Well, let me make a correction. That was Joel Mastro on the receiving end of that Justin Tanner pass. Our first quarter score, Seymour 6, Lyman Hall nothing. Welcome back, everyone. Wildcats to start the second quarter, 2nd and short to give to Casiello. Casiello fights his way near the yard marker for the first down before he's dragged down by middle linebacker Ron Higgins. Let's see where the spot is and whether Casiello's picked up the first down.
Counter that time as Casiello comes behind the fullback who went to the right. He drags forward, as you see there, for yardage very close to that first down. It will be. And it brings the ball just over the 50-yard line for the Wildcats.
Center for the Wildcats, a 4-year starter, Todd Elliott. To his right side is twin brother, Scott. First down for the Cats, just inside Lyman Hall territory. Tanner wants to throw on first down. Near sidelines, overthrows Fritz at the 35. Barnes, Fay, along with Cipriani on the coverage for Lyman Hall.
Ball was overthrown. Tanner never gave Fritz a shot at catching that football. First bad throw for the young quarterback Justin Tanner, and I mean young in the fact that he's been there his first year. He's doing, or has done, an outstanding job here in his 4th football game. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats as they are sitting right about the 49-yard line.
We want our viewers to know that Tanner goes all the way defensively at one of the corners for the Cats, so also does all the punting for the Cats. 2nd down, 10. Inside, Maroney Burchell in at fullback, gets the first down inside the 40.
They caught Lyman Hall. 2 inside linebackers are coming. I don't know whether they're audibling at the line, but this is just a quick handoff inside and a great run downfield by Burchell for a first down, another 12-yard gain, and they're catching those linebackers on a stunt, and those linebackers are not able to help in the off-tackle hole, and Seymour has been doing a great job getting there.
Line of scrimmage is the 38 of Lyman Hall. Inside again, Burchell, inside to the 35-yard line. Before he's dragged down by a couple of the Trojans inside. Getting up, we see number 30, Ed Nylander, along with Dave DeStasio.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
A lot of people here watching this football game, as you see a number of former Seymour football players up on the hill. Great day to watch a game, and better here than sitting in front of the TV watching that NFL.
I formation for the Cats, 2 wide receivers either side of the field. Gray is the tight end to the right side. And Tanner on the bootleg, takes it himself. Justin Tanner for another first down on the far side of the field before he's dragged down by Higgins along with Vasquez.
Come with the option this time. Off tackle, the same play that they've been running successfully. This time he pulls. See the guard out in front of him, Chapman coming around the corner, the back trailing Casiello, but Tanner takes it himself for another big first down at the 25-yard line. The Wildcat offense in their second drive has not been stopped yet by that Trojan defense.
You know, buddy, if this holds up, we might want to award that Fitzpatrick Award to the entire offensive line. That's the job they've been doing. Inside, Burchell breaks it. 5 towards the end zone. Maroney Burchell inside the 5-yard line.
Whether it's Mastro, Burchell, or Casiello, the backs are certainly finding very big holes. Again, this time it's Elliott with the trap block. It springs Burchell down to about the 1-foot line as he is dragged down right there by a tackle by number 2 for Lyman Hall, Larry Barnes. Here goes Seymour again.
First and goal at the 1-yard line. Quarterback is Tanner. Behind him, Maroney Burchell. Tanner takes it in off right guard for the score. Justin Tanner, and the Wildcats have excited the crowd here at the Barber.
60-yard drive. Seymour just pushing the ball in. Justin Tanner following Scott Elliott into the end zone again. He goes in standing up. A tribute to that offensive line again. Brian Grass, Jason Chapman, Todd Elliott, Scott Elliott, Sean Lopresti, and Michael Gray. They are just pushing Rinn, Priest, Gusepski, and Canny back off the football. And there is
a little
great,
bit of trick play. That
play.
Is Glenn Fritz taking the snap from center. It is snuffed out by Lyman Hall. Jeff Farkash coming up, the alert defender for Lyman Hall. No good on the trick, a little bit of trickery for Seymour on the extra point attempt. Seymour leads it 12-0.
Great job by Farkash, because Seymour came with that play, and they had everyone fooled, really, except for Jeff. He did a good job containing it. Seymour going for that two-point conversion. They missed the first extra point. They lead here 12-0 with 9:59 left to go in this first half. 2 possessions by Seymour resulting in 2 touchdowns, a 73-yard drive in the initial score, and now a 60-yard drive. Tanner capping the drive with a 1-yard quarterback sneak. Seymour dominating all across that offensive line.
Well, Coach Paul Sponheimer has to be grinning from ear to ear right now. He speaks very proudly of his offensive line. In our preseason show, we mentioned the fact that the strength of his football team was right there in that offensive line. They are not only a veteran offensive line, but they also move very well.
Athletes is the term he uses to describe those not only 5 but 6 really offensive linemen.
Jeremiah bobbles Anderson's kickoff, manages to pick it up again as he gets to the 30-yard line before he is stopped there by number 64, Jimmy Mitchell, on the special teams. Let's see what the Trojans can do with the football. Certainly at this point they have to be a little shell-shocked. What has happened to them here at Seymour? Undefeated in league play. Their only loss that opening season loss to State Power Stratford. Barnes' pass is caught by Higgins on the other end across midfield. A Hail Mary pass.
That had no chance of being thrown to the receiver intended. It was intended to go to number 4 for Lyman Hall, Rob Fay. The ball went straight up, and the back just ran under an errant pass. Big play for Lyman Hall. First down, their first throw and first completion of the day, but it was not intended for that young man.
1st and 10 for Lyman Hall. Their first look at Seymour territory here. Barnes is the quarterback, gives off to McCullough. McCullough's trying to get outside, puts on a couple of moves, but that Seymour defense comes up to stop McCullough in the backfield. Led by Brian Gross from his defensive end position.
Great job as they come with a counter, trying to get back outside. Number 13 for Lyman Hall, McCullough, and he is knocked there by number 46, Bushell, and then dragged down by Gross and a host of other Seymour football players for a loss of about 3 yards.
We talked about it before. Coach Paul Sponheimer felt he had to contain the speed of Lyman Hall, and they have done the job thus far. That front 4, especially for Seymour in the 4-4 setup. Second down play, the pass is complete to Fay at the 40-yard line, and Justin Tanner leaves his calling card.
Great throw on just a turn into the outside receiver, Rob Fays. He's going to drive down about 13 yards. Excellent throw, puts it right on the rope, Larry Barnes, and it'll come up short, but a very makeable 3rd and about 1.5 yards for Lyman Hall as their offense is starting to get untracked a little bit here in the middle of the second quarter.
3rd and short for Lyman Hall, just outside the Seymour 41-yard line. Tight formation in the backfield. And the give is to McCullough as he burrows in for what we think might be a first down. Paul Connick from his defensive tackle position, along with Chapman on the stop for Seymour. And it is a first down. Ought to be Young again.
You can say that about 400 times. Now that young man certainly enjoying the roll down the hill here at Seymour on a beautiful autumn afternoon.
First down for Lyman Hall. Switch into the I formation. Cipriani sets up as a tight end to the right side. The option. Barnes pitches out a loose ball, and McCullough falls on the football at the 42.
Burchell did a great job sitting there and then forcing Barnes to pitch. Got his hand in there enough to force Barnes to pitch that ball a little short. You see Barnes coming down, Burchell right there, and then the ball is pitched behind McCullough, bringing up a second and about 14. Loss of 4, but a good job that time by Mr. Burchell sitting on that defensive end position.
Line of scrimmage now is the 41-yard line of Seymour on that loss. Lyman Hall can ill afford plays like that. Second down, single setback for Lyman Hall. That's quad captain Ron Higgins. Barnes rolling and under a rush and gets it off, and it is caught by Fay inside the 35-yard line. Stopped there by Tanner. Tremendous rush by the Wildcats.
Great rush that time. Grass tried to contain him, but this kid, Larry Barnes, has great speed. You see Grass playing off the block right there of Ron Higgins and then coming outside. Watch, he throws against his body, Larry Barnes does, and Fay right there with another great catch. Brings up a third and about 7, but Barnes able to throw that football. Fay has been the primary receiver. Big third down play here.
Split backs for Lyman Hall. That in motion, number 5 is Farcash. Barnes wants to throw, put it up on third down. There's a receiver out there. It is off the fingertips of Cipriani inside the 15. Glenn Fritz on the coverage for Seymour.
That was a great job that time by Lyman Hall as they sent a man in motion and then just sent the end down, divided it. The ball is catchable right here, just off the fingertips. Nice throw by Larry Barnes, but it brings up a big fourth and about 7 yards. Lyman Hall here needs the conversion. They'd like to get into the locker room at the end of this first half with something on the scoreboard. 6:13 left to go here in this second quarter. A very, very exciting first half of football here at DeBarber Field.
Fourth down play. Line of scrimmage to 34. Barnes has to put it up. Looking downfield, throwing as a receiver out there. It is Fay.
No, it's going to be out of the end
out of
zone.
bounds.
A great catch that time by Rob Fay. Bob McHenry right there with the call. Fay stepped, did not get 1 foot in. We'll see it here on the replay. Barnes has a long time to throw the football. He sets, and then Fay just breaks behind his defensive player. And you'll see here as he is backing up, it does not look like his foot was in, but you cannot really tell. And Bob McHenry had a better angle than we did, but it brings up a Seymour ball, Seymour possession on their own 33-yard line.
So the Cats take over their third possession in the football game. The line of scrimmage to 34, single setback. That is Casiello. He gets the call. Casiello 40, 45, 46-yard line. Larry Barnes on the stop for Lyman Hall.
They are just blowing them off the football. I mean that offensive line. Watch here. Excellent trap block again by Elliott. Casiello breaks in behind it, and people are just being driven back right there. Gray just pushing people back off the football for 12 yards.
46-yard line for the Cats. I formation. Maroney Burchell is the fullback. Behind him is Casiello. Burchell, the first down carry to midfield before he's belted there by number 40, Dave Charbonneau, 6'3", 215-pound sophomore linebacker.
Now, Lyman Hall does a great job here defensively, but Seymour still blows him back for 5. Again, inside, Burchell gets his 5. Mastro's getting his, Casiello getting his, but that offensive line is getting theirs. They are just banging people and making those holes possible for those Seymour backs.
2nd and 6 for the Cats in midfield. Burchell splits out to the left side. Single setback. That's Casiello, David. And Dave Casiello burrows his way straight ahead before he's upended in the middle. One of the tacklers, Dave DeStasio, for Lyman Hall. The Cats have a 3rd and short. And the Cats have done the job offensively.
This is only the third possession for Seymour, and if we had a time clock, they'd probably control the ball better than 12 minutes of this entire first half.
I formation, Burchell close to the yardage needed for the first down. While we unravel, let us just say that our score is Seymour 12 and Lyman Hall nothing. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Paul Sponheimer, 9th year as the head football coach here at Seymour High School, looking on as his Cats have totally dominated this football game. First down for the Cats. The line of scrimmage is the 44. Burchell is the up man in the I formation. Behind him is Casiello. Two wideouts either side of the field. Gray, the tight end, to the right side. The pitch out. David Casiello to the 40-yard line before he's upended by Higgins. Also coming up for Lyman Hall was Rob Fay on the play.
Fay was on the turf that time. Scott Elliott put him on his back on that option as Elliott got out in front of it. Great job, though, by Lyman Hall in only giving up 3 yards on that. That could have been a big play, as Seymour has just been awesome up front in this football game.
Reminder to our viewers once again that we will be making the presentation of the Fitzpatrick's Player of the Game Award at the conclusion of the football game. You got to look at the blue and gold out there right now, and one of the young men to pick it up at this point in time. Scissors, that's Gray with the football. Michael Gray getting outside. 30, 25, 20-yard line goes Mike Gray. Cipriani finally drags him down.
Mark Casiello is going to get a lot of credit here, number 36 for Seymour. Gray is coming back inside to hold him on the fake, and then Gray coming around. Mark Casiello stays on his stalk block downfield right here. You'll see his number come in here. Look at the job he does out there to allow Gray the extra 12 or 14 yards. Again, great job, great play calling downstairs by that Seymour football team as they're down at the 20 here, knocking on the door again.
21-yard line of Lyman Hall. First down for the Cats, who have just been unstoppable this first half. Burchell bounces off a tackle and gets to the outside. Cipriani credited with the stop. Burchell running with abandon here in the first half.
Seymour has not put the ball up in this drive. They have been just pounding away. Again, 67, Chapman, a little bit of a pull inside, opening the hole as Burchell dragged down for about 9 yards. They have been consistent of 3, 5, 7, 9, breaking a big one, 20, 25. They are just moving the football at will through this first half.
Lyman Hall, 13-yard line is where the ball is placed. Second and short. Tanner takes it himself, and he has stopped a fine defensive effort by Ron Higgins, who showed right there why he's an all-Housatonic League linebacker.
Tanner is going to get crunched here. Guard Elliott coming outside, the fake inside. Then as he turns up, he does not see number 3, Ron Higgins, and he crunches him right there. No gain, bringing up a third and short, but that is a hit that Justin Tanner will remember long after this game is over.
Third down, a line of scrimmage is the 13. For the Cats, that's Gray in motion. The give is to Dave Casiello, and inside again, the going is a little bit of rough going as number 30 and number 68. That's Nylander along with number 68 for Lyman Hall, Brandon Wren, who combine on the stop. A fourth down coming up for the Cats.
Seymour is taking a timeout. They're going to talk it over. That play, again, they brought Tanner back inside, tried to free Casiello right up the middle. Lyman Hall, a great job containing last two plays. They have stopped Seymour short of that first down. 1:51 left to go here in this first half. Seymour with a 12-0 lead. They would like to get in there again, obvious, and Lyman Hall needs to stop them right here. Going down 3 touchdowns might be very difficult for them. You see Filatoshin standing in the middle of the huddle, talking to his defensive club, and he is stressing the fact that they cannot give up another score here in this first half of football.
Lyman Hall, of course, as we mentioned a few times already in the telecast, undefeated in league play. They lost their opening season game. And how did they lose that opening season game? 36-0 to Stratford.
Stratford has been very, very tough on football teams this year. They have an outstanding group of young men. They are touted as one of the best in the state. Lyman Hall certainly went down there and caught a beating in the first game. Since then, though, they have been playing very well until they've come in here in this first half, and Seymour has totally dominated them both offensively and defensively in this first half of football.
So Justin Tanner has his instructions from the sideline. 4th and 2 on the 13. Burchell is the up back. Tanner on the rollout, the pitch to Casiello. Casiello, first down, 10-5, touchdown Seymour. Oh my goodness.
That is one of the greatest plays that I have seen in high school football. Justin Tanner was caught. He was being dragged down. He got the ball outside to Casiello, and Casiello turned on the afterburners to get to the corner and into the end zone. A great job by Justin Tanner, a first-year quarterback playing only his 4th game of varsity football. Outstanding job. Great athletic ability.
There was no way that I thought that play would ever go for Seymour.
I thought they had him stopped. Instead, Casiello into the end zone. A big 3rd touchdown here for Seymour. 1:44 left to go in this first half, and that may be the touchdown that Lyman Hall will remember at the end of this football game. And that is a big one.
Buddy, when they come to the end of this 1988 football season, I don't think Paul Sponheimer will have to search too much on the films for the highlights of 1988. They might have it right here in the first half of play, although Coach Sponheimer hopes they go on to even better things.
This first half has certainly been a highlight film for them. They have thrown the ball 3 times today, 2 completions, 1 for 14 yards in their first drive, second one for 12 yards. This was totally on the ground. A drive of, again, 66 yards. Running the ball, Casiello, Mastro, and Burchell, along with Justin Tanner leading it. A great, great drive. 3 possessions for Seymour, 3 touchdowns.
Let's not forget the running of Mike Gray.
Outstanding, not only running the ball, but blocking, especially coming in motion at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack.
We can hardly wait to see what the Cats are going to do.
They're
on
going
the extra
for
point.
2 this time.
That's Glenn Fritz in motion.
They're getting some people set here.
On the near side, that is Mark Casiello, and now Fritz goes in motion, going for 2. The Wildcats lead it 18-0. Tanner
wide
rolling,
open,
throwing, and completing it for the 2 to Dave Casiello. And the Cats lead it 20-0 with 1 minute and 44 seconds to go. We've got a little altercation out there.
We've got 2 people outside slanting in, then Casiello just to the flat. Tanner hits him right on the numbers. And the Casiello brothers are having an outstanding day as we get back here to an altercation that has taken place where the young men are just flexing their muscles a little bit. Todd Elliott being pulled to the sidelines and try to calm them down a little bit, as Seymour, after that drive, certainly with the upper hand in this football game and playing just outstanding football.
Let's give a big assist to assistant coach Alex Carey, who got right into the middle of it and pulled Todd away.
And it would have to be Alex to do it because the Elliots go about 6'4", 220, and he's the only guy I think down there outside of Coach Sponheimer himself who could get in between them and keep them off the field.
You know, we haven't heard the end of it from Lyman Hall because they are a quality football team. They might be down 20-0, but they've got a lot of pride and a lot of fight in them. 1:44 remaining. It's been all Seymour. Seymour leads it 20-0. They have scored every time they've had the football. And they have scored every imaginable way. Kip Anderson will be teeing up the football at the 40-yard line. And back deep, McCullough, Cipriani, and Farkash is in the middle.
The light bulbs are up. They are lit today.
End over end, that's coming to number 2. That's Larry Barnes in on the kickoff team. And Barnes puts on a move, gets outside, 30, and finally taken down at his 33-yard line on the far side of the field. Boys will be boys.
The game is supposed to be played with intensity, and it's great when 2 football teams play with that type of intensity.
So let's see what Lyman Hall does with it. With 1:33 remaining here in the first half of play, in a half of football totally dominated by the blue and gold. Well, you see the line of scrimmage, the 33-yard line. Lyman Hall has some offensive firepower. They got speed. And Barnes wants to throw it on first down, led by Padilla. And he throws it downfield, intended for Fay at the 40-yard line. Tanner along with Gray on the coverage for Seymour.
Fay has done an outstanding job. He's a senior, 6'1", 170 pounds, in getting open for Larry Barnes. That time he was unable to get around. Excellent containment and coverage by Michael Gray. But that combination of Barnes to Fay has been responsible for the 4 completions so far that the Lyman Hall Trojans have.
Second down coming up for Lyman Hall. 2nd and 10. Line of scrimmage is their 33. Time running down here in the first half of play. 2 wide receivers either side of the field. Barnes wants to put it up on 2nd down over the middle. As a receiver out there, Fay gets the ball inside the past midfield at the 46 of the Cats. Klimovich and Gray on the stop for Seymour.
Down into the middle again. Barnes faked the hold, although the fake really doesn't hold anyone at this point. We know he's going to throw, but a great job again getting open as you see Fay coming right under it. Behind the linebackers in front of the deep drop of the secondary, and Lyman Hall with 53 seconds is certainly in scoring territory.
I formation, Barnes again over the middle. Fay wide open inside the 30-yard line. Klimovich again on the coverage along with Todd Elliott on a deep drop for the linebackers. And a timeout called by Lyman Hall.
Here we see again just a straight drop. Fay right down the middle in front of the safety and behind the linebackers. Gets down right away to conserve time. They're down inside the 30-yard line at about the 27. And Lyman Hall with 45 seconds here certainly has ample time to get into that end zone.
One of the things I wanted to ask you, buddy, earlier in the game, the fact that Lyman Hall pretty much wants to run the football. We know that coming in, as do the Wildcats. Now the fact that they're behind 20-0, I was going to ask you whether going to the pass is a departure from their game plan that's going to hurt them in the long run.
As long as you're successful completing the ball, it will not hurt them, but they have to get back in the football game. They're down 20-0. With 1:14, 1:15, you're going to go and try and get in the end zone, throwing the football. You're not going to run, regardless of how quick you are. And this is going to help them, I think, coming out in the second half, knowing that they can throw the football. They're not going to be afraid to put it up. And number 2, Seymour is going to have to be prepared not only to take the pass away, but by taking that pass away, it's going to widen their perimeter and give them an opportunity, Lyman Hall, an opportunity to possibly run the football the way they want to. So it's certainly going to give Seymour something to think about at halftime. This football game is a long way from over, especially if Lyman Hall can get in here with some points before the end of the half.
28-yard line, that's where the Trojans have it. 45 seconds remaining. And our scoreboard clock here at the Barber Field is official. Barnes back to throw on first down. Screens
nice
it.
screen.
McCullough, 30. Cannot get out of the grasp of number 34, Glenn Fritz with the defensive gem.
Fritz not only did a great job containing the screen, but he kept him from getting out of bounds. The runner should have just run out. He's down to 27 seconds. Lost yardage, but also too much time in trying to get out. Did not make it out of bounds.
34-yard line. Barnes wants to throw out the far side of the field. He is hammered. Number 56, Gross, poured in and knocked down Barnes. It's ruled an incompleted pass.
Ryan Gross had a free shot this time. Barnes never saw him as he sits back here looking for someone. Here comes Gross right here, 56, and Barnes never saw him. And I don't know if you call that a completed pass. I would have gone with a fumble. That was not completed. He was not throwing the football. Tough call, brings up a big 3rd and 17, 15 seconds. Possibility of running 2 plays here for Lyman Hall. Seymour right now defensively just trying to contain and keep them out of the end zone. 2 plays away from going in at halftime, up 20-0.
3rd down for Lyman Hall. Ball is at the Seymour 34. Split backs and a flag is dropped.
Delay a game for them, and then I'll put them another 5 yards further away from the end zone.
3rd down and 22.
So the line of scrimmage now to 39-yard line. We have seen that Lyman Hall can go deep, and they've gone deep to Rob Fay, senior split end in this football game. But Now a little bit more real estate for Lyman Hall. The line of scrimmage, the 39 of Seymour. Split backs. Cipriani sets up as the tight end to the right side as Lyman Hall shifts into an I. Barnes over the middle. In the direction of Fay. It is picked off. That's Michael Gray. 10, 20. Leaps over a defender and driven out of bounds by number 65, Dave D'Estasio, with 2 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock.
Barnes could not get it through the double coverage. Sits back there and really doesn't get the ball down the field. It sputters a little bit, and Mike Gray right there in front with an excellent interception and return back to about the 37-yard line. 2 seconds left. Seymour is going to go in holding a 20-0 lead in this first half.
So Seymour just taking 1 snap, and that'll do it here in the first half. Tanner takes a snap, touches his knee to the turf, and we have played 1 half of football here at Seymour's DeBarber Field. Our score, Seymour 20, Lyman Hall of Wallingford nothing. Back with the halftime activities right after these messages. Welcome back, everyone. Halftime activities. Those are the Seymour High School cheerleaders in the center of the field at DeBarber Field, entertaining the fans here, the happy fans on the home side of the field. Seymour leads it 20-0. You've just been entertained by the Seymour Wildcat cheerleaders here at halftime at DeBarber Field. Our halftime score, Seymour 20, Lyman Hall of Wallingford nothing. Buddy Chernovitz has his halftime guest, a longtime fixture here in the coaching program at Seymour. He's been called the right-hand man of Coach Paul Sponheimer. I'm referring to John Commune of the Seymour Wildcat coaching staff. And Buddy Chernovitz has John Force right now. Buddy?
Thanks, Eddie. Here at halftime, we have John Commune, who is the head statistician at Seymour High School. Enjoyed that job for now 20 years. John, what responsibilities as the statistician?
Well, Ed, Buddy, I take offensive, defensive plays for every play, and I compile them at the end of the day. I call up every newspaper, Waterbury, New Haven Register, Bridgeport Post, and I also give them to Coach Sponheimer, and he uses them during the year.
How does Coach Sponheimer use him in his game plan?
Well, he sees how we're doing running the ball, and then he looks at the defensive stats and see how we're doing defensively against the run and the pass, and then he sees scouting how we could do successfully with the passing offense too.
Are these compiled and kept for a period of time and used later on to research or used in research of players who've played at Seymour?
Yes, it's kept with the coach, athletic director Mike Mudry, and he keeps them in his file. And we go down through the years just in case anybody wants any information on past players.
John, you've been involved in this for 20 years. You've seen Valley football for longer than that 20-year period. This year, who do you think in the Valley are the teams that have possibilities of becoming postseason teams?
Well, I like to see every Valley team in the postseason. Every team good has a really good defense this year, but I look to, got to see Ansonia #1, hopefully us, and just Derby and Shelton too.
John, thanks for stopping by. We know you enjoy doing the job, and best of luck through the remainder of the season.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Buddy. Once again, our halftime score, Seymour 20, Lyman Hall nothing. Back with the second half kickoff right after these messages. Welcome back, everyone. And moments away from the second half kickoff in the center of the field, the tri-captains for the Wildcats. And you see the indication that the Wildcats will receive in the second half of play. Quad captains for the Lyman Hall Trojans for 1988. Wildcats have sustained a severe injury problem in this in the first half of play. What happened? Joe Mastro went down with an injury. Their starting fullback and inside linebacker on defense. Joe, our understanding at this point is that he has a shoulder injury. He will not play in the second half. We hope that it is not as serious. Is not a serious injury. What it means for the Wildcats, you saw in the first half of play that Maroney Burchell came in and played fullback for Seymour, and defensively for the Cats, we saw Matt Klimovich, linebacker, junior linebacker, in for Joel Mastro. So Joel Mastro out of this football game, shoulder injury. We hope that it is not a serious injury. Let's take a look at the first half stats, Buddy.
Edward, Seymour dominated the first half, 13 first downs, 197 total yards. They totally controlled both line of scrimmage and the offensive and defensive line of scrimmage as we get ready to play here in this second half. And they did penalize Lyman Hall for delay of game, and that is a great call. They did come upstairs about 7 to 10 minutes after the scheduled kickoff for the second half.
So the Lyman Hall Trojans, as if they don't have enough problems, their kicker is Stefan Kajewski. He is going to be kicking off from his 25-yard line. He gets it downfield, though, at the 30-yard line on the other end. That is Gray handing off to Tanner. And Tanner to the 40-yard line and to the 45. So the Cats start out in excellent field position to start the second half of play. Cipriani on the stop for Lyman Hall.
Tanner takes the ball, or is going to take the ball here on a reverse back away, and coming down, number 22 for Seymour, Justin Tanner, as he will get up to the 45-yard line where Seymour puts the ball in play, first down.
Mike Gray, the tight end, goes into motion. Maroney Burchell, the fullback, in place of Joel Mastro. And Burchell gets to the 49-yard line as he slides off the left side. Cipriani on the stop for Lyman Hall. Flags are dropped on the play.
Face mask on the tail end of this play. A handoff. Tanner Burchell inside. You'll see the hand come in here and grab the face mask right at the tail end. Right there, you see the hand. Excellent job by our camera crew, and that will tack on a big 15 yards, another first down. And Lyman Hall, again, self-destructing as they did early in this first half. And there, a young cheerleader getting ready. Has a lot to cheer about today for that Seymour gold and blue.
So the line of scrimmage after the infraction is marked off against Lyman Hall is down to the 36-yard line. I formation. Gray's the tight end, moves back to a wingback spot, now goes in motion, and there's a little bit of movement on the left side. I believe Gross moved on the left side, and that will go against the Cats.
Procedure penalty will cost the Wildcats 5 yards.
Top of your picture, Brian Grass as Gray goes by him. You see Grass backing up before the ball is snapped. It will cost Seymour a procedure penalty, 1st and 15. So far, nothing has stopped this Wildcat offense, and I doubt that this 5-yard penalty is going to put a damper in their ability to move the football.
Again in motion, that is Gray. Give inside, that's Burchell sliding and slipping his way to the 31-yard line. Stopped by Barnes and Fay in the secondary.
Came inside with a trap play that time. Watch the trap. Guard right here is just trapping at the line of scrimmage. That's Chapman. Right behind it with that trap play is Burchell for another big gain. They're down halfway back here, 2nd and 5.
At a line of scrimmage to 31. 2nd and 5, as Buddy mentioned. Gray in motion again. Burchell is the fullback. He gets the ball. Burchell, 20.
Bye-bye.
Touchdown, Maroney Burchell. And the Cats have scored their 4th time of the football game. 4 times they had the football, and the 4th time they've gone in. Maroney Burchell.
Burchell just on a straight handoff here, running away from the motion. Steps inside. Again, the line of scrimmage controlled completely by Seymour. 30 yards, 10-16. It is 2nd half of football, and Burchell joins Mastro, Tanner, and Casiello with a touchdown here in this football game.
5'10", 168-pound junior fullback, back up to Joel Mastro. He is the starting outside backer for Seymour. What a game he has had. Extra point and excitement always reigns for Seymour. There's the throw out to Dave Casiello for the extra 2 points, and the Cats lead it 28-0.
Casiello slides from a halfback position just into the flat. Tanner hits him, and he is able to get into the end zone as he's pulled down there by number 7, Cipriani, Jason Cipriani. But Casiello, 2-point conversion, his 2nd one of the day, and the Casiello brothers have certainly had a very big day here also for Seymour, joining a number of other young men who are having career days against Lyman Hall here in this 1st and early 2nd half of football.
And a reminder to our viewers that at the conclusion of the football game, we'll be presenting the Fitzpatrick's Chrysler Plymouth Mazda Vansonia Player of the Game Award.
That was a 55-yard drive by Seymour. It took 1 minute and 44 seconds to accomplish the opening kickoff. Moved back 15 yards, and then Seymour taking over on their own 45-yard line, driving the ball down the field with a 6-play drive into the end zone.
Kip Anderson will be kicking off for Seymour. Wildcats lead at 28-0.
And there are the light bulbs, and they are burning brightly here at DeBarber Field in this 2nd half.
Higgins bobbles the ball, and his teammate Barnes falls on it at the 30-yard line. It's been nothing but problem after problem for Lyman Hall here today at DeBarber Field. Lyman Hall, we want to remind our viewers, came in a high reputation, veteran backfield. Here you see their 3-year starter at quarterback, Larry Barnes. Undefeated in league play. It was a crucial game for the Wildcats. Thus far, Seymour, as we mentioned, have totally dominated. First down for Lyman Hall. Cipriani shifts out to the tight end spot, 2 wide receivers either side. The fullback is Higgins. Barnes has to put it up on first down. They got to throw the football. Incomplete for Higgins, covering Mike Gray for Seymour. Reminder also to our viewers along the way in this third quarter of play.
Watch now as Barnes just tries to get to the outside and get the football off. Seymour has good contain, and they're really not concerned with a lot except containing Barnes and then letting their secondary, like Mike Gray there, with excellent coverage, just take away the base pass of Lyman Hall. The ability of Seymour to control now is going to prevent Lyman Hall from running that option and other base plays in their offense.
That's a give to McCullough. McCullough sliding but unable to get away from Chris Pernetta from the outside backer spot.
Tackle made by Pernetta. We have a penalty marker in the Lyman Hall backfield. Indication is motion penalty against.
I was going to mention before that we will be going to our sports flashback series later on in this third quarter.
Counter play as the fullback Higgins goes one way and then McCullough tries to come back. Kick out on grass right there, but standing right there, number 15 for Seymour, Chris Pernetta, a junior 5'9", 165-pounder, and he just sat and made the tackle. Seymour is going to refuse the penalty, bringing up a third and about 8 yards for Lyman Hall here early in this second half.
Line of scrimmage is the 32. Barnes, play action is hit, eludes the tackle, near side, 30-yard line, 35, still on his feet, 40-yard line. Larry Barnes showing all the moves that he can possibly show, and finally taken down. A net gain on the play of about 2 or 3 at the 35. Finally, the tackle made by Matt Klimovich.
Coach Atoshin is going to be upset here, not at the run, but he makes a bad decision. Right here, he breaks the tackle from number 46, Burchell. Then he'll come down the sidelines. He will sidestep another tackle right here as he steps behind a tackle and by Elliott, and then he comes back away from the first down marker, brings up a 4th down rather than getting that first down yardage.
Jeremiah's punts the football away. It's bobbled on the other end. That's Tanner, picks the football up and is hammered by a host of Lyman Hall Trojans. Led by number 45, Efren Vasquez.
Vasquez and Charbonneau leading a host of Lyman Hall tacklers.
And the Cats get the football, their second possession of the third quarter. Our score is Seymour 28, Lyman Hall nothing. Let's take this timeout.
Start with the ball at their own 37.
Welcome back, everyone. Seymour Wildcats have had the football 4 times in the football game. This is their 5th. Every time they've had the football, they have scored. Line of scrimmage is the 37. Play action. Tanner wants to put the football up on first down. Unloads the home run toss downfield. Incomplete on the near sidelines. Going for his flanker, Glenn Fritz, and McCullough defending for Lyman Hall.
Second down and 10.
So it'll bring up a second down for Lyman Hall. Line of scrimmage is the 37 of Seymour. Seymour has the football. Line of scrimmage, their 37. Second down play. Maroney Burchell is the fullback. Done a great job filling in for the injured Joel Mastro. Burchell splits out to the left side. Gives to the lone setback. That's Casiello. Casiello slides off the left side to the 41-yard line. Stopped there by Rob Padilla and Ron Higgins.
Higgins and Padilla on the tackle.
So bringing up now for the Cats, the third down. Line of scrimmage is the 41-yard line. And the Wildcats want to take a timeout and talk things over. You got to wonder what they'd want to talk things over for. While we have a break in the action, let's go back in time and take a look at a Cable 10 Sports Flashback. Snowy DeBarber Field was the scene of the annual Naugatuck-Seymour game. The Wildcats held a 7-0 lead late in the fourth quarter when the Greyhounds drove deep into Seymour territory. Running back Bob Black dove for first down inside the 10-yard line. After 2 running plays and an incomplete pass, quarterback Jim Gibbons connected with receiver Dave Hayward on 4th down, but the play was ruled out of bounds. Seymour had preserved the 7-0 win. Welcome back, everyone. Seymour has a 3rd down coming up. Line of scrimmage, they're 42. Still midway here in the 3rd quarter play. Seymour owns a 28-0 lead. Burchell, left wing, lone setback. Justin Tanner called his own number, stacked up, stopped by Stefan Kajewski, 5'11", 225-pound junior defensive tackle.
Tanner is going to try the quarterback draw. He's very successful early in the first half of football with this, but he has got nowhere to go. Stefan stands him up right at the line of scrimmage and brings up a 4th down. First punting situation for Seymour here in this football game. They have been successful 4 out of 4 as they will go into a short punt and drop into the punting situation with Tanner kicking the football.
Cipriani back deep, anticipating a
Back deep, Cipriani for Lyman Hall, calls for the fair catch at the 30-yard line, makes it there. But he mentioned that's the first time the Cats have punted in this football game. First time they had the football, they did not go in to score. Seymour 28, Lyman Hall nothing, in what was billed as a Housatonic League showdown.
It's been a showdown. Unfortunately, Lyman Hall has not really showed up. Seymour certainly has taken and controlled from the beginning of this football game up until this present time, both the offensive and defensive line of scrimmage. The offensive line for Seymour has really been awesome in this football game.
First down for Lyman Hall at the 30-yard line. Larry Barnes, the senior quarterback, pitches out to McCullough. McCullough is stopped. Maroney Burchell, a great play from his outside backer position.
Burchell has been there all afternoon. Key stops by number 46, Maroney Burchell, 5'10", 168-pound junior, who has stepped in not only on offense but on defense to fill the bill. Joel Mastro being injured on offense. Burchell, a starter on defense, and stepped in on offense and has been there all afternoon.
The Cats have simply not let Lyman Hall get to the perimeter. Barnes under pressure throws. That's Higgins on the reception. Ron Higgins gets the first down to the 47 before he's taken down there by Mike Gray.
Higgins out of the backfield on the bootleg, just sliding to the flat. Barnes will get him the football. McCulloch there blocking for him as he comes backside and then just gets it to the fullback, who comes down into that 5 to 10 yard area between the linebackers and the secondary. Gray there on the tackle along with help. Brings the ball over the 40-yard line, about the 42-yard line. As you see some of the fans here in this football game, they have had nothing but cheering for that Seymour High team.
Barnes puts it up on first down, overthrows his intended receiver, number 5, Farkash, at the far side of the field. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Cats. The line of scrimmage, the 42. That's Rob
coming back limping. He's going to go off here as he pulled up on that pattern. Will go off right now. He has been an outstanding receiver for Lyman Hall all day, and they will need him if they hope to get back into this football game.
His replacement is 5'9", 145-pound junior wideout Phil Pia. Second down for Lyman Hall. 3rd quarter action. Seymour leads it 28-0. Barnes is pretty much going exclusively to the pass over the middle. That's Farkash, driven out of bounds on the near side of the field, has another first down. Tanner drives Farkash out of bounds.
Farkash comes under again on the bootleg, and Barnes, rolling to his left, is able to pick him out just behind the linebackers again and in front of that secondary for another big first down as they're down close to the Seymour 40-yard line. A lot of time left here. They're 3 touchdowns out of this, or 3 touchdowns, and then with a 2-point conversion could get to 24, but they certainly need 4 scores here in order to get into this game.
Single setback. That is Higgins all alone. Barnes throwing it out. An incompleted pass. Glenn Fritz coming up to meet the play. McCullough, the intended receiver.
I'll tell you, I'm very impressed with the way Larry Barnes throws the football. He's a senior 5'9", 160-pounder. I watch him. He strings the ball out here. A little bit overthrown, but he sets has excellent form as he delivers that tight spiral down the field. Just a little bit overthrown here as McCulloch is unable to get his hands on the football. Good job in coverage by Glenn Fritz, but Larry Barnes can throw the football.
Second down for Lyman Hall at the 41 of Seymour. This time Ed Nylander checks in and splits out to the right side. Barnes under a rush, downfield, well over the head of the intended receiver, Nylander. Justin Tanner along with Mark Casiello on the defensive coverage for Seymour.
Nylander was either supposed to break up the sidelines. Instead, he curled, and Barnes thought he was going to go deep, overthrew the football, never had a real chance of completing that, and it brings up a 3rd and 10 on about the 41-yard line. Big series for Lyman Hall. They've got to get into the end zone right now. They've got an opportunity or a chance if they do get in. If they don't, it's going to be pretty difficult for them to get back in this game.
Pia to the bottom of your screen, Farkash to the top, Cipriani the tight end. And Barnes wants to throw on 3rd down, sets over the middle, has a receiver out there. That's Farkash inside the Seymour 30 before he is hammered by Gray.
It's a deep turn in down the center of the field. Barnes sits back there and waits for his receivers to get down. The outside guy is just going to curl in. Excellent job blocking, especially right there by McCulloch to allow Barnes the time. It's a deep throw, big 1st down or 4th down conversion, bringing up a 1st down inside the 30 at about the 27-yard line. Lyman Hall, this is the closest they've been. They're doing a great job, have not given up yet in this football game.
Farkash goes in motion. Barnes throws downfield. It is broken up by Maroney Burchell, outside linebacker. Good, great defensive play. Never mind good.
Watch Burchell get up here again as Barnes strings it out. He's got a guy out here. He's throwing for number 7. Watch Burchell right there with the hands up, just able to contain that pass and prevent the completion as Barnes was trying to hook up with Cipriani on that 1st down throw.
Second down for Lyman Hall. Deep into Seymour territory. They want to get something going here, get on the scoreboard, get back into this football game. The pass is caught by Higgins. He was juggling it on the near sidelines, gets inside the 20, driven out by a few of the Cats, led by Justin Tanner.
Barnes again rolling and hitting Higgins, the fullback, as he comes through, and then just gets under everyone. Nice job right there as Higgins gets control and then banged out of bounds, but another 1st down for Lyman Hall as they're now down inside the 20 at about the 16-yard line. You can see Coach Sponheimer right there trying to get that defense right now to come up with a big play.
Buddy, I think we've got to compliment a little bit this offensive line of Lyman Hall. They are protecting their quarterback, allowing him time to throw. Inside, Barnes with the football after the fake inside. Larry Barnes inside the 5-yard line before he stopped by Mike Gray. I went for the fake.
Higgins did a great job selling the fake inside, allowing Barnes to get outside. Watch Higgins inside as he runs, and then Barnes just breaks it up in on the option and gets down close to the goal line around the 2.5, 3-yard line as he's brought down there again by Mike Gray, who has been in that secondary all day with some big, not only pass defensive plays, but tackles to prevent big gains by the running game of Lyman Hall.
Lyman Hall showing their pride and their tradition. A Wallingford school inside the 5, the give to Higgins, and Higgins powers into the end zone for the score. Ron Higgins, 6'1", 205-pound senior fullback.
That's a 65-yard drive as Higgins will cap it here with a belly into the end zone. Reverse pivot, Barnes handing the ball off, and then Higgins going the 3.5 yards into the end zone. He's a tough running senior at 205 pounds, and that puts Lyman Hall on the board. They will go for 1 point here. They need 4 touchdowns, 4 extra points, can't tie it up.
And, buddy, they have Mr. Automatic kicking for them. Frank Jeremiah, he's a junior. He is the all-Hoos place kicker. So Jeremiah gets the 7th point for Lyman Hall, and it is now Seymour 28, Lyman Hall 7, 4:33 remaining in this 3rd quarter of play.
This will be a big series for Seymour and Lyman Hall. If Lyman Hall can get a turnover, they can get a pep rally going here, they may be able to get back into this football game. Right now they're down by 21 points. There is still plenty of time, but they need to get some enthusiasm generated. They need the turnover, and they need good field position and another quick score. If they can do that, they can make this game interesting in the fourth quarter.
Stefan Kajewski will kick off for Lyman Hall from his 40-yard line. That's unlike what we saw at the beginning of this second half of play. And Lyman Hall was penalized for coming onto the football field to start the second half too late. They had a kickoff from their 25, and that led to Seymour's fourth score of this football game. Seymour leads at 28-7. Kajewski kicking off.
Coach Atoshin had him downstairs in an attitude readjustment prior to that kickoff.
Justin Tanner
Joey on the return for the Cats.
on the other end for Seymour.
Jeremiah on the tackle for.
Check that. That might have been Dave Dewey.
Side on an injured Wildcat.
We have someone for Seymour who is down there on that tackle. Looks like 55, one of the Elliots. As you see here, breaking up.
David Dewey.
And that's David, or Brian Grash. You see him right there. He is going to get hit as the tackle is made. He will go down and then get hit above his own player and knocked to the ground. Brian Grass, a very important part of that offensive line, and they are working on him right now. He is up, and he will come to this, try to go back to the huddle. I think Coach Sponheimer is going to take him out for one play, but he wants to stay in the football game. He's a tough, very tough young man. Had an outstanding game along with the rest of that offensive football team. Senior, 6'1", 208 pounds, and he will come off for at least one play. Otherwise, it would cost Coach Sponheimer a timeout. He does not want to give that timeout up at this point. And as you see, one of our very important people on the field, our cameraman, who has done an excellent job with the down on the field camera coverage.
Line of scrimmage is the 31. Inside, Burchell at the 40, crosses the 40 to the 42 before he's taken down by Cipriani.
Again, Burchell inside with the trap. You see 55 Elliott with the trap. And Burchell again down for another first down gain. He has had an outstanding day here, both offensively and defensively.
4 minutes and change left in this third quarter of play. Wildcats have it at their 43-yard line. Give inside. Check that.
Burchell inside again.
Burchell with the football, stopped this time by Ron Higgins from the linebacker spot for Lyman Hall, and this time Higgins is down on the play.
The way they're working on him, it looks like it is a cramp as they are working with his leg. They would not be applying that kind of pressure if it was an injury.
When we get back,
it's got to be a cramp for him as he's sitting back up.
when we get back into play here, buddy, the Cats will have a second down, a line of scrimmage, their 44-yard line, 3:46 remaining here in the third quarter. Walking off the field a while ago was Paul Connick, who is a swing offensive lineman for the Cats, 6 foot, 235-pound junior tackle. Starts on defense and means one thing: Brian Grass has returned to his left tackle spot on offense.
When that offense, when you're playing and everything is clicking, if you've got a starting position, you don't ever want to go out of the lineup. And if you do go out, you want to get back in as soon as possible, because the way Seymour is playing, you might not have a spot if you stay out too long.
2nd and 9 for the Cats at the 44. Gray is the tight end. The give is to the second back through. That's Casiello. He crosses the 45. And Lyman Hall has tightened things up in the middle.
They definitely have here in this series. It's a big third down play for them. As you see, a very big play. And right now, Larry Barnes is coming in. Coach Atoshin is putting in his best 11 defensive players. He knows how important it is to get this football back and to get pretty good field position also. As a big third down, Seymour has done an excellent job converting all day, but this is a very big one for them. They do not want to give the ball back to Lyman Hall and to turn that momentum around to Lyman Hall's side.
Buddy, you talk about Larry Barnes. He actually was one of the main contributors defensively in the Kansas tiebreaker overtime win against Cheshire. They put him in overtime, and he snuffed out the Cheshire passing attack. They're down for the Cats at the 47. Tanner rolling, throwing, has a receiver out there. It's caught. Burchell with the football and the first down on the near side of the field before he stopped by Vasquez and Cipriani.
We get this back on replay. Barnes is going to force here, and he leaves the area that Burchell comes into. Barnes trying to contain, and Burchell just comes behind it. You'll see Barnes right there in your picture, and then Burchell comes under that and wide open in the flat for a big, big first down. Excellent call by Bobby Kello upstairs for a first down, and a big one for Seymour. They're down around the 36-yard line.
First down for the Cats. Gray goes in motion. Burchell is the up back. Burchell with the football, powering his way for another Cat first down to the 21. Cipriani, Barnes on the stop for Lyman Hall.
Burchell just off tackle on the belly. Again, Chapman leading him through a full block at the line of scrimmage. The tackle's coming down, the guard coming around. Burchell right down in the 3-hole, or Seymour runs it as a 2 or 4 hole to that left side and into the secondary. Another big first down for Seymour.
Ball marked at the 22-yard line of Lyman Hall. Late stages, third quarter. Burchell, 15-10, before he stopped by a couple of the Lyman Hall Trojans. Cipriani, one of the tacklers on the play, gets up slowly.
Watch the full block here, the kick out, the tackle comes down. That's Lopresti down, Elliott kicking out, and here comes Mr. Maroney Burchell again. And you've got, I'll tell you, you just got to appreciate the methodical ability of this offensive line to kick the living daylights out of that defense of Lyman Hall. They are just pounding them to death.
First and goal at the 10, just inside the 10. That is Casiello. Dave Casiello to the 6 before his forward progress is pushed back by the center of that Lyman Hall defense. Heading up slowly, number 62, Rob Padilla, 6'2", 200, and Stefan Kajewski.
Watch the lineman here. Watch 55 drive off. The backside guards just coming across. Chapman and Gross leading, and then the fullback just coming under it. Casiello, the tailback with the football. It is, I tell you, it is beautiful to watch an offensive line, what they are doing to that Lyman Hall defense.
High formation for the Cats. The line of scrimmage is the 6. Second and goal for Seymour, and a little bit of movement on that left side of the line. Gross again is going to be called for.
I think that's the only thing you have to make sure that they're human, is that they have gone offside twice. Otherwise, you would think they're a machine. Watch Gross at the top of your picture. Just flinch a little bit right there, and that's going to cost them. They have gotten another 5-yard penalty, but so far they have been able to overcome adversity. As you see, 1:07 left to go here in this third quarter. And this touchdown, if they can get in here, will put this game out of sight. It will end it for Lyman Hall.
Second and goal, ball at the Lyman Hall 12. The fake inside, that's the pitch. Casiello upended for a loss on the play. Coming up to make the play, number 5, Jeff Farkash.
Farkash did a good job because Chapman, number 67, was out in front of that option. And he just beat Chapman. Chapman tried to get a piece of him. Farkash not only played off the block, but was able to make the tackle on the pitch. And that's a big play, bringing up a third and goal at around the 11-yard line for the Wildcats. And this 5th possession of the football game, or 6th possession, 4 into the end zone, 1 they had not made it, and into their 6th time they've held the football.
Clock running down here in the third quarter. 4th and goal at the 12, and Justin will be putting the football up, rolling to the right side, looking over things in the end zone. Incompleted pass as he threw for the end zone. It was intended for his tight end, Mike Gray, and Lyman Hall has held on down.
Jason Cipriani was right on Gray's keister as he came across, again dragging across Here comes Tanner to the outside. He breaks contain, has a lot of time. Right here he makes the decision to throw. And you'll see now there's Cipriani pulling him down close to interference, but the referee thought that it was not interference, allowing Gray to dive for the football, unable to come up with it. 10 seconds left to go. A big 4th down right here for Lyman Hall.
I had that as the 4th down play. I stand corrected.
This will be the 4th, and Seymour will have one more opportunity to get it into the end zone.
Here we go now. 4th and goal at the 12-yard line. I lost count of downs. Slant and pass. Oh! Touchdown. Jason Tanner to Mark Paciello, and Seymour's put up their 5th touchdown of the day.
Paciello with a slant in. Gray just up and threw him a strike right on the goal line. Watch, little fake right here, and then Tanner just steps up and drills Paciello, who steps inside here with a great catch. Good coverage. He was doubled out there, and he snuck the ball in. Big, big play for Seymour, because I think that has put the game out of reach for Lyman Hall. The Wildcats have really just controlled the football game from opening kickoff until this 5-second mark of the 3rd quarter. They are awesome today here at DeBarber Field.
Let's see if Fred Galarraga tries the extra point. Seymour has done just about every imaginable thing on offense that you could do for an extra point. They now lead it 34-7. Flag is dropped, and that's going to go against the Wildcats. There you see the indication by the official.
Mark joins his brother in the scoring area here. He has 2 conversions, now a touchdown. His brother with a touchdown back in the end of the 2nd quarter, and the Paciello family is going to go home and celebrate tonight.
Galarraga kicks it through, and the Cats go up on top 35-7 over a very good Lyman Hall Trojan football team.
And I'm going to tell you, Edward, I'm stepping back. You're making the choice of player of the game today, because you got about 16 kids that could qualify for the player of the game. That offensive line has been awesome. Tanner has had a great game. The Paciello brothers, Maroney, Bichelle, boy, I'll tell you, what a great job on offense and defense. It's going to be very difficult, Edward, and you will make the decision.
Five seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play. We have just seen an explosion by the Seymour offense that I don't even know if Coach Paul Sponheimer would have expected what we're seeing here today.
I'll tell you, considering that Lyman Hall is a quality team, there's no question about it. The fact that Seymour has dominated them, especially on that offensive line, this is the best offensive line performance that I really have witnessed in high school football. And I'm not saying I've been around a long time, but I've been here
around
a few years, and this team has just dominated.
Cipriani on the Anderson kickoff and the return, close to his 40-yard line. Stopped by Greg Baker on the kickoff team for the Wildcats, and that ought to run things out here in the 3rd quarter of play. And we have completed 3 quarters at sunny DeBarber Field. Our score, Seymour 35, Lyman Hall 7.
1972, the year Valley Cable Crews begin constructing a cable television system. Workers climbed poles, pulled strand, installed electronics. Now, after 16 years of wind and wear, snow and rain, crews are rebuilding the system, again climbing poles, pulling strand, and installing state-of-the-art electronics, continuing the tradition of superior quality at Valley Cablevision.
Welcome back, everyone. Lyman Hall on the kickoff return. That was the last play of the 3rd quarter, and the Trojans have it at their 39-yard line to start things off here in the 4th quarter. They're down 35-7. Barnes comes out throwing, incomplete on the far side of the field. Intended for Rob Fay, back into the lineup for Lyman Hall, and Mike Gray on the coverage for Seymour. There you see the limping Rob Fay.
He's back in there. He went off just before the end of the third quarter. He's back in there. Certainly a quality receiver and one that Larry Barnes is going to need here in this last 11 minutes and 57 seconds. One of the things when I went to talk with Coach Sponheimer before the game, and we mentioned a few things, and he just winked at me when I mentioned his offensive line. He said, we'll wait and see what they do. And I think he was aware of the fact that this group of young men was ready to break out and to have a great day.
Barnes back to throw on second down. It is picked off by the Wildcats. Midfield, that's Mark Cossiello, 40, near sidelines, and finally driven out of bounds at the 35 of Lyman Hall. A flag has been dropped on the play, and let's await the official's call.
Mark Cossiello just stepped right in front of that. It's the way you coach an interception or to coach your defensive backs. He just went right for the football, as we see a young man for Lyman Hall who was down there. That's number 63.
Victor Priest.
Lyman Hall, Victor Priest. But Cossiello just stepped up there. He just came off a touchdown catch and did the same thing this time on defense, picking the ball off for an excellent interception, bringing the ball back close to the 34-yard line of the Lyman Hall Trojans. And that certainly is the last nail that I think you need in the coffin for Lyman Hall. They have really never gotten off the bus, both offensively and defensively today, and really have been dominated, and I hate to use that word again, but they have been dominated in all aspects of the football game. The Seymour Wildcats in this fourth game have certainly proven that they are a quality team with an outstanding offense and a very testy defense. They have been around the football all day. They're not a big group defensively, especially the linebackers, but they have been all over the place. They have outstanding speed and certainly have done the job today in this Sunday afternoon game here at the Barber Field. As you see, not a big group of Seymour Wildcats, but certainly a quality group of a lot of young men with some pride in their performance.
Let's remind our viewers that next week we'll be right back here as you see the Lyman Hall player Victor Priest getting up and yelling out things, encouragements, words of encouragement to his teammates. Good to see Victor walk off under his own power. Remind our viewers that next week our Cable 10 Sports high school football game will be right back here at the Barber. That intra-valley matchup and an extremely important Housatonic League matchup. The Gales come into town, into Seymour, to face these Wildcats, and that ought to be a great football game.
If Seymour brings the same team back to play, it is definitely going to be a matchup between two very good football teams.
So the penalty has been marked off on the interception return against the Cats, and Justin Tanner fires on first down, up for grabs on the far side of the field. Pass goes incomplete. It was intended for Fritz on the far side of the field. Back deep, Dan McCullough covering for Lyman Hall.
Excellent job by both McCullough and Fritz. McCullough knocking the ball, and then watch Fritz after the ball is hit by McCullough, pulling McCullough down, preventing the interception. Here McCullough, and now watch Fritz pull him down to prevent the interception. Great job by both young men. Excellent coverage, great attempts, and it goes for nothing but great athletic ability by both players.
Second down, I formation for the Cats. They lead at 35-7, early stages, fourth quarter. Burchell bangs across the midfield stripe down to the 48 before he is wrapped up by Ron Higgins. Buddy, I'd be remiss not to compliment our camera crew here at Cable 10 Sports. They have provided just great shots here this afternoon.
4 yards, third down and 6.
Excellent initial shots and then great replays all day of what has been an outstanding offensive show here by the Seymour Wildcats.
And the crew, of course, led by our crack director, Ron Karka. Third down for the Cats. 3rd and 7. Line of scrimmage to 48. That's great. It goes in motion. Justin Tanner, a drop. Near side, that's Fritz on the completion. Fritz picks up the first down inside the 35. Higgins along with McCullough on the coverage for Lyman Hall.
Fritz just down the sideline. You see him right there at the bottom of your picture. Straight down the field. Excellent throw right here by Justin Tanner. Fritz just turns, makes the catch, and then picks up an extra 2 or 3 yards. Fritz is a senior, 5'5", 155-pounder. Not big receivers, but they get the job done. Fritz, Casiello, great receivers. Mike Gray, the big tight end, just pounding away here in this last period of football.
Give inside. Burchell spins off the grasp of a tackle and fights his way down to the 30-yard line. Stopped by Ed Nylander from his outside backer spot.
When you look into that Lyman Hall huddle, there are some big people in there. Brandon Wren is a 6'3", 235-pound junior. Kapansky is a junior, 225 pounds. They're not small people in there. Priest, who went out, was 220, so that Seymour group is not going up against the small group. Offensive line is playing some big people, and they're just beating them up.
Loose football in the backfield after Tanner faked inside to Burchell. Mike Gray falls on the loose football for Seymour. Line of scrimmage now will be the 34 of Lyman Hall.
Inside, you see the miscue right here as Tanner tries to bring it back on the reverse. Coaches tell that quarterback from stomach to stomach. He had the ball down low. It got kicked out of his hands on the fake, and luckily Seymour comes up with the football.
Bottom of your screen, that is Glenn Fritz. To the upper part of your screen, that's Mark Casiello, and that is Gray going in motion on 3rd and 11.
Screen.
Tanner fires it to Burchell, and he will not be able to escape the grasp of Ed Nylander.
Tried to set up a screen that time, never really had a chance to go. The lineman for Lyman Hall got through too early, and Tanner was never really able to set it and allow that depth to take place so he could throw over the lineman. Good job by Lyman Hall containing it, bringing up a 4th down here. 8:45 left to go in this football game. Seymour well out in front, 35-7.
Ball at the Lyman Hall 36, 4th and 13.
Pin them deep and force them to go to the football field if they want to score.
Nobody's back deep for Lyman Hall, and Justin Tanner, who is the punter, gets off a short punt, end over end. It's bouncing around there at the 20-yard line, and it's going to be down by one of the Wildcats there, and it'll be Lyman Hall's football.
There is a strange face. Why aren't you working today, Walter?
It's called the busman's holiday. Walter Artoliva
has been with our crew for a number of years. Today he is here just taking in the sights and sounds of high school football.
Lyman Hall has the football after the short Seymour punt. Line of scrimmage the 21. It's Farkash in motion.
Lost the football, and Seymour is going to get it. Brian Grass right on top of that fumble. Seymour with the recovery, a turnover on the handoff. Never really had possession. Got a double dribble as he came through the line of scrimmage, and Brian Grass covering it at the 25-yard line.
That was Dan McCullough, who never got the handle on the football. And so the Cats take over. I don't think there's any question about the outcome of this football game. With 7:53 and the clock moving down here at the Barber Field. The Cats lead it 35-7. The turnover has given them the football back again at the Lyman Hall 25. Justin Tanner, just an outstanding day at quarterback. Casiello wants to slide outside and manages to do so for a couple of yards. A flag on the drop on the play. Nylander along with Charbonneau on the play for Lyman Hall.
Casiello just not enough speed as he comes in and then gets out, tries to break outside. Not enough speed to turn the corner. Breaks a tackle here, but he's going to get pulled down right here, and then McCullough is going to take a 15-yarder right there. Excellent call. Uncalled for. He was down. Late hit. Right now at this point in the football game, you don't need that to take place. And really, you don't need that to take place at any point in the football game.
And they'll mark it off against Lyman Hall. And the line of scrimmage coming up now to the 12-yard line of Lyman Hall.
Steve Narachi and his crew today, again, Tim Teneri, Tommy DiMartino, Bob McHenry have done an excellent job of controlling this game. Again, a tribute to the New Haven Board of Football officials.
First down for the Cats. The I formation. Two wideouts to the wide side of the field. Pass by Justin Tanner, knocked down by Dave Charbonneau.
Charbonneau had his hands up there, got a piece of the football as Tanner tried to throw the slant in across the middle. Watch here as Tanner sets back. Charbonneau is being blocked by Scott Elliott, and there he gets his hands extended as Elliott is up into his chest. Slant pass as he's trying to hit Casiello coming across the middle.
So second down for Seymour, the line of scrimmage, the 12-yard line. Cats have just been superb this afternoon at the Barber Field. Split backs, that's a gift. Burchell, 5, 2-yard line. Maroney Burchell before he's dragged down by Cipriani.
They have run this play as if there is no one inside the tackles for Lyman Hall. Burchell, every time he has taken that ball, and earlier with Mastro, as they came into that tackle hole, they have had no one there. They have been into the secondary almost untouched all afternoon.
3rd and 1 for the first down, and they need about 2 to get in for another score. Tanner is the quarterback. Senior quarterback Tanner calls his number, gets into the end zone. The Cats have scored again.
Tanner with just a quarterback sneak went about 5 yards. That was a terrible job inside by Lyman Hall. They're sitting in a 4-3 and no one over the nose, but the 2 guards are just turning the tackles out, and Tanner just rolls into the end zone for another touchdown, his second of the day. And the Seymour Wildcats are about to try to put their 42nd point on the board here with 7:04 left to go in this football game.
There was a penalty that's going to be marked, I would believe, on the ensuing kickoff against Lyman Hall, unsportsmanlike conduct. Galarraga's kick is wide to the left side, so the Cats come up empty for the extra point, but they certainly have not come up empty offensively today. They lead it 41-7. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everyone. See one of the pretty cheerleaders from the Seymour High School. As you can see, the happy Seymour side of the field at the Barber Field. Seymour will go on to win their 3rd successive game. It's hard to believe that they lost their opener, but they did to Cheshire. But they have stormed back in this 1988 season. They are going to win their 3rd Housatonic League game. They're going to go 3-1 all told on the season. And next week, and a game we'll have right here on Cable 10 Sports, it'll be the Shelton Gales storming into Seymour and the Barber Field in a Housatonic League matchup. And a showdown to boot, Intra-Valley, all ingredients. You see Kip Anderson kicking off from the 45-yard line. A lot of frustration on the other side of the field with Lyman Hall. That's Nylander on the return, and he's going to be stopped at the 22-yard line.
Nylander on the return.
Greg Baker
Now is the time
on the tackle for Seymour.
Now is the time in this football game that Philip Tolshin should be playing his JV unit. It is over. The only thing that can happen is frustrations, and there should revert to a JV game.
Ed Dahl is checked in, and coming off the field is Maroney Burchell. Ed Dahl in at one linebacker spot, the outside spot for Seymour as we wind things down here at the Barber Field. That's the give to Nylander. Barnes handing off, and he stopped in the middle after a short pickup. Matt Klimovich, 5'8", 181-pound junior linebacker, inside linebacker. He's played ever since the Joel Mastro went down in the first half of play. And we hope that Joel Mastro is all right. We hope the injury to that shoulder is not too serious.
Seymour is making some replacements defensively, as you see a number of the starters who are now on the sideline, and giving some of the younger players a chance to get some varsity experience.
Lyman Hall runs the play.
Ball carrier with Higgins.
Higgins from the fullback spot.
Mitchell and Realstone combined to bring him down.
Jimmy Mitchell on the stop. Jimmy Mitchell now in at defensive end for the Wildcats. Third down coming up for Lyman Hall. The line of scrimmage is the 26-yard line. Cipriani sets up as the tight end to the right side. Coach Paul Sponheimer is put in the reserves, resting his starters. That's Larry Barnes on the option outside. Number 78 hammered him there. Chris Larkin.
Great job by this young group of Seymour defensive players as Barnes trying to get outside is just roped to the ground. Right there, number 78, pulling him down. Big play for Seymour. Chris Larkin, only a sophomore, 2 years to play here as you look over the back of that Seymour defensive group now on the sidelines enjoying a well-deserved rest. That's 70, Sean Lepresti there, a junior. Outstanding basketball player also for the Wildcats, having a great offensive year at tackle for them.
Jeremiah gets off the low punt. It's going to roll dead as Casiello wisely stays away from the football at about the 42-yard line of Seymour.
Down at the Wildcat 42.
I want to mention before we forget our spotter, injured player for the Seymour Wildcats, a sophomore, Paul Stocking, doing these excellent spotting for us. As you see, it's a great shot of Jimmy Mitchell. Jimmy, when he was injured for a couple of the games last year for the Wildcats, he did an excellent job spotting for us also. JV unit out there for Coach Paul Sponheimer. Buddy, I think we would be remiss if we did not compliment the fine coaching job done by the Seymour Wildcats. Paul Sponheimer on down, they obviously prepared extremely well for this football game. First down for the Cats at the 42. The new quarterback, that's number 14. That's Pete Del Toro, sophomore quarterback. We'll pick up as many of the young Wildcats as we can as we go to the full roster.
As you said, Eddie, Bobby Keller, the offensive coordinator, certainly is going to come in for a lot of well-deserved credit for this one. Alex Carey, Frank Waricki Jr., and Eric DeMarco handle the freshman, and Jeff Stepanek, former player for Coach Sponheimer, have certainly done their homework in this football game, and well-deserved credit in this 41-7, what looks like a 41-7 victory here with 3:23 left to go.
Del Toro is the quarterback. On the option, pitches out, and a wild scramble for the football. Loose football. Let's see if Seymour retained possession or Lyman Hall has it. Young Cats are out there. They are out there against the first unit of Lyman Hall. Lyman Hall has indeed picked up the football.
Watch the pitch man here is going to get smothered. He never has an opportunity to get the pitch. Number 90 is going to level him. He gets to him even before the ball, and the ball rolls loose. Looks like it is going to be a Lyman Hall recovery. 3:12 left to go here, and I don't really think Seymour is too concerned about it at this point. They certainly want to keep Lyman Hall out of the end zone, but right now these young JV players are getting a chance to perform on a varsity level, and it is invaluable experience that they will take with them in the next 2 years as they come up to the varsity program.
So on the turnover, Larry Barnes has his team on the 31. Barnes winds up, throws downfield on first down. It is picked off.
That is a great job.
And a touchback, Casiello, I believe.
Casiello, Mark Casiello, the junior now, his brother playing fullback. Mark, the receiver, with a great job here in being able to have presence of mind, to know that he is in the end zone, makes a great interception right here. Now watch, he comes down, his foot in the end zone, he looks around, turns around, and then says, I'll stop right here and take it on the 20. Great, great job. Again, the Casiello brothers have had a great day.
So the young Cats go on the offensive the second time, the second unit for Coach Paul Sponheimer, whose team has won their third Housatonic League game. Inside handoff from quarterback Pete Del Toro. Let's see if we can pick up the number of the fullback. Don Rillstone, 29, junior running back.
By Higgins. Game 1, 2nd and 9.
Ron Higgins, all Housatonic linebacker for Lyman Hall, on the tackle. Second down coming up. Seymour just running down the clock here. 2 minutes and change left in this Housatonic League football game. That's a give to the tailback, second man through. Dave Dewey, number 32, sophomore running back. Buddy, we highlighted already our next game right here at DeBarber. Shelton Gales against the Seymour Wildcat team. Coach Paul Sponheimer told me during the week, he said, Ed, a couple of weeks we're going to know an awful lot about what Seymour is going to be doing in this Housatonic League race. I think big part of that puzzle has been answered here today. They're down for the Cats. That's the give to the tailback. Billy Brooks, freshman running back, now in at the tailback spot, number 48.
It'll be interesting also, Edward, because Seymour now has one less day to prepare practice-wise for this game. Obviously, the big win is going to make it a lot easier, but Lyman Hall has a tough game next week. They're going to have that one less day, and it'll be interesting to see next Saturday how Lyman Hall does coming off of this very, very disappointing loss to the Wildcats.
Nice snap from center. The punter will be Mike Greenhill, and he gets off a low punt, and it's going to roll dead in Lyman Hall territory down to the 43-yard line. You talk about Lyman Hall's next opponent. They are going to be meeting the Derby Red Raiders in Derby.
So it will be a big test for Lyman Hall. I know if I was Charlie DeCenzo, I would be concerned that the real Lyman Hall football team will show up next week, the team that has won 2 very big games. Today they just did not ever get untracked, and that is the credit goes to that Seymour football team. They never let them get into this football game. And so next week they will be down in Derby facing a very good Derby Red Raider football team.
We said that we'll be right back here at DeBarber. A big game, Cable 10 Sports. McCullough getting outside, but not for too long. One of the young Cats comes up to hammer him there. 85, Henry Galarraga.
Henry Galarraga did. He hammered that big junior 5'11", 160-pound Dan McCullough, the starting fullback, as that's going to be it from DeBarber Field.
And that's it in a remarkable game for the Seymour Wildcats. The Cats have won a big one. The final score, Seymour 41, Lyman Hall 7. Back with the presentation of the Fitzpatrick's Player of the Game Award right after these messages.
They are going to choose the same.
Buddy Chernovitz, Ed Clemens saying goodbye, everyone.